Hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast, Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by the Prince of Party, Party Boy Pete McCormick, Strong Stem Steve Cabot, Dangerous Diana Spencer, and Captain Jerkbeard. Strong Stem Steve Cabot, how are you, sir?
Doing good, buddy. Just got to finish out the second Sean Day, and I'm feeling fucking patriotic. Is what I'm fucking feeling.
Love it. Love it. Dangerous Diana Spencer, how are you today?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you here. Don't let us get in the way of you doing your laundry. Love it.
Yeah, happy to watch you fold clothes. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I got shit to do. Time is of the essence.
Yep. Later on, we'll be joined by Party Boy Pete McCormick, but for now, Captain Jerkbeard.
Hell yeah.
Just get through the intro. Just get through your intro. Let's go.
All right. Well, this is the Working Perspectives Podcast. You can find us on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast and join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, do us a favor and email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. All right, let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our line and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working Perspectives.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, real quick though, has anyone heard from Pete? Because he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
I texted him earlier, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I haven't seen him either. Okay.
Let me cut you off there, Matt. The reason I'm here tonight is to let everyone know that I have fired Pete McCormick from the show. He will no longer be on the Pop-In or the podcast. I'm sick of his shit. I'm sick of his shit talking. You and him are a bunch of hyenas ruining my show. I'm going to keep you on so you can do all the editing and all the extra work. But Pete's big head will no longer be taking up one of these screens, okay? So that's why I'm here. I got shit to do. I got to go.
Wait, you jealous?
Continue.
You jealous because he's funnier than you? Is that why you kicked him
Funnier
off?
than me?
Easy.
Yeah.
Don't talk to the boss that way. He's the boss. That's the boss, I think.
You know what? Actually, the truth is, Pete was the best part of this show. And so I'm kind of sick of this show, and that's why I'm getting rid of him. Okay?
Hell yeah.
So let's see what you can do without him. All right, guy? But I got shit to do. I got to go.
Hey, boss, I just want to let you know I respect your decision.
I love you, Stevie. I love you.
All right, boss.
Matt,
have a good night, boss.
take it easy.
All right.
Look, I didn't mean to call him boss. It's just, I mean, like, I'm trying to.
Yeah. Kiss his ass as hard as humanly possible, Steve. Thanks,
like
boss.
Pete, right? I don't want to end up.
It's not. I mean, it does. He's not wrong about one thing. He's one of the best parts of the show.
I agree, and I love you, Pete. But
that too.
I'm trying to save my spot on here. So, see you, buddy.
Oh, God
I'm
damn
scared
it.
of Tom.
We have like people booked. We're booked. So for everyone listening, we're booked out till January 18th for guests. And part of those guests were booked in the hopes that they'd be on with Pete. So that's going to be fun. Seeing if they're still willing to come on with a new co-host who,
Yep.
well, I guess I'm going to have to find a new Tuesday spot. Or Tuesday host. We'll see how that works out.
Fill in as needed.
Man. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. You
I
can do
mean,
it. You can do it like they did on what was
now.
that show where they just like rotated people in? Was it Regis and Kelly when one of them went down? Who went
That's
down?
not a,
That'd be
that's not a
pretty
bad
cool,
idea.
actually.
That's
They
not a
just
bad
rotate.
idea.
You rotate people in until Michael Strahan takes the spot. Hell yeah,
Dude,
Frank.
Sorry, there's a
I'll-
fire alarm going off.
I'll tell you the one thing it is, I know we're not Joe Rogan, right?
I didn't know
But
that.
I
I didn't know that.
do,
Now you
you
made
know,
me sad.
Well,
Now you made me sad.
I hope you guys know that I very much appreciate your commitment to the show, and I don't take it lightly, and I appreciate all the time you do make. And Pete was doing a double show, and Steve, you do it sometimes too. Depending on the guest, you've done it with Tommy, you've done it with Sean, right? And those are the ones with Sean. The Sean was a 4-hour recording you were on with, So, but like, it's tough because sometimes we'll do those during the day, and it's it gets in the way of stuff, and I understand that. But Pete was committed, and it's tough to find someone, because Pete had even said that he had left his accounting job to go, to nursing school and things like that, so he had time, which is why he was able to fill in after Shake got booted from the show when he sold the rights, when he sold his half and the LLC rights to Tom to make Tom the majority owner of the show. Oh man, I just don't, it's going to be tough to replace Pete. If you're listening, big guy, I wish I mean, hey, who knows?
Good riddance, Pete.
Maybe after October 2nd,
Nice.
maybe after October 2nd, I'll be able to bring you back.
Listen,
But-
Pete was very mean to me when I kind of didn't show up to meet him in Wit. Whatever. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah,
You
man.
stood him up.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
What do you
either
mean he was
way,
kind
though.
of mean to you? You were wrong.
Doesn't
know-
make him to be. He doesn't have to be mean. It's a new
You
America.
were wrong. What did he get? You don't want to be. You can't be told about yourself when you're wrong.
Not in the new America.
You the victim.
I'm a victim.
Man. Well, anyway, one love to the Prince of Party, the Party Boy Pete McCormick. We'll miss you forever, pal. Hopefully one day we can have you back. Yeah.
Thank you for winning all those wrestling matches for us.
Yep. Just thanks for being the best. So, all right. Well, let's keep it. Let's try to get some momentum back here. Okay. So this week, it's not going to be hard to get some momentum back with this. This week, we did air part 2 of the Sean Day episode. And let me tell you, this fucking delivered. What a show. What did you think, Strong Sam?
I mean, I'm gonna be real honest here, and I was actually, again, I wanted to be on the whole thing because this is a kid I know better than almost anybody. So
Yeah.
I wanted to
actually
kind of bring up
him too. You got the
I know.
booking.
And I know almost 90% of his stories he's already told me, right? Because like I see
Right.
him all the time. Well, not
Yeah.
see him all the time anymore, obviously, isn't there? But I grow. We get along well. I talk him. I know all the stories, so I wanted to be on, so I could just throw out teasers. I've talked to you about this before,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Matt decides to book this bitch midday. Well, I got to work, so I tried to get on as long as I could. But when I got to listen today, I missed a lot of this one, which was fantastic because
So good.
I wasn't involved in it, so I didn't bring up a billion stories to like cut it up.
But
And to hear like him go through what he's done, which I've heard a bazillion times, but to
Yeah.
hear what he's, you did good, man. It was a great episode, and you did a good job going from each tour and like the wild shit, Sean. Like in the SEALs, the weird part is I've noticed with the other special forces, you're kind of like into your groove. You do what you do. With the SEALs, you never know what's going to happen. You show up and they're like, we're going to make you do this. And you're like, what the fuck? That's
Dude,
all right.
yeah, that's one thing that was honestly, you're 100% right. And I'm not saying like Nick's done a bunch of stuff too when he's on Marine Recon. And
Nick's a fucking hammer.
Yeah. But he's done a bunch. But Sean it was strange because like I feel like Nick's stuff was all like it was, I guess more, I don't know, it's
A
military
combat
based.
driven
But
like type ordeal.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's like kicking indoors and doing like,
Yes.
that stuff. But Sean, there's one mission he's doing a snatch and grab where he's
Yeah.
capturing high level Afghan and Iraqi terrorists. Right. And then there's
Yep.
another one where he's babysitting houses and setting up sniper nests to prevent like they were getting IEDs from out of
Yeah.
country. Like they were teaching them how to make IEDs that would go through tanks. So they
Yep,
were like
shape
next
charges.
level. So they were scouting out these corners, right? And he has these he's setting up sniper nests in a regular, like imagine I'm in a row home right now. I could not imagine, right, if an invading country came in and set up on the 3rd floor of my house to watch the corner for IEDs. And then
You're all hey, and they're like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
No, all right.
Well, dude, and it's like they were making tea and cookies with him and like but then also he goes from that to doing like off-road, like he was like an off-road like specialized driver, like he could drive anything, and he was like he would be an instructor of that eventually. Also, he's a combat medic. So he was really putting on, and that's not even to mention the stuff that he was doing in South America.
Hold on.
So
which you guys brought up, which was hilarious. He's the combat medic point man.
Yeah.
I don't know who lets the combat medic be in the front.
Yeah.
But you can't. No, that's the guy who's saving everybody. What are you doing? You
Yeah.
can't be in the front.
Yeah, you'd think you'd want to keep that guy, a little more protected to be the first, the first line of fire. Yeah.
Yes, and one of the quick things that Sean used to tell me too that I thought was super interesting, but I was obviously working during the thing. But about the second one, when he was talking about being a point man, one of the things he said gave him the most anxiety, like how he's saying, he'd always say that, he was a normal SEAL because these guys are humble guys. Same with Nick, all these guys, they're humble people, right? Your pops, the same way. Yeah. These guys that are fucking complete badasses are like, we don't do nothing. Everybody else is so much better than me. It wasn't me. My other teammates are so much better. Yeah. So Sean was like, I used to have to make sure that this crew of guys who were much older than me, because Sean got into SEALs very young. Yeah. He's like, guys who are much older than me, much more established. They can't do what they do if I don't get them to where we have to be, right? And he said the worst of all of them were the high altitude parachuting, so free falling, right? Yeah. And he goes, so you're always at night, like he said, they didn't do daytime shit. Yeah. So he goes, we jump out of a plane at 25,000 feet, so you have to have like a respirator and stuff. They leap out of a high ass area, so you can't be detected when you come in. And he's falling through the night, and all he has is the what do they call it, altimeter or whatever the fucking thing is. It tells you how high you are. He said that thing's spinning like a goddamn clock, and he has it's a compass and a GPS on his other arm to try to figure out where. Because they were saying this before, like every guy, there's like a 0.5 seconds equals like 100 yards on the ground. Yeah. So you have to go out quickly with each other to not get dispersed and far, right? Yeah. So they jump out in a group and they're all trying to stay tight so they don't, and Sean's the only guy who has to show them where to get and where to go. They're all following him. He makes one mistake, he fucks everybody. Yeah. So like he was like, the stress of being like the point man shit
and
was
the youngest one
bonkers.
Too.
And the youngest one, yes. Dude, my older brother is one of the most legendary guys ever. So these guys are like, he's got to be his brother's, it's his little brother. He'll get us there. Yeah. The expectations it was
the name. Yeah.
It's a bonkers guy to be able to really pick into and talk to, where it just, it's a wild life that people would never understand. It's just unbelievable.
And the crazy thing is that he has his whole military experience, but then when he got into the farming and what he's doing with the PTSD, dude, like unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. D, what did you think of this week's episode?
But the one thing I do have to say is you guys have some fucking wild ass friends. Like the amount of people that you've had on this show, the amount of people that have just done wild shit is just insane to me.
I'll tell you, you know what? Last night, I'm dating this. Everyone knows we're airing it this week, but either way, the last recording we did with the assistant vice president of a major company. He's the assistant vice president of a company that insures the Olympics, right?
Holy shit.
Yeah, he was on the show last night and we did an interview with him. And I'll tell you, man, it's like the mantra of this show, and I really try to stick by it, and I think we all do, is ice cream, right? Mm-hmm. Well, there's not just one good flavor of ice cream. There's not just one good form of entertainment, right? Like there's been times on the show where it's been like sad, but then there's also inspirational, but then there's also like informative and motivating, but then also we're fucking hilarious, right? So it's like there's that too. So like,
well, listen, I agree that the whole flavors. I agree. And I love the flavor we just had. Obviously, it's a personal one to me. I really, really like it, but it's still second to the salsa dancing one. I kind of think no, it's not about that. It's about the dancing and the sport. It has
your life.
I have a question.
I need to be involved in that in my life. I felt like I missed my calling. Instead, I starved myself and wrestled in fucking underwear like a dickhead when I should have been dancing the whole time.
Yeah, I think honestly, you know what? You'd be called Twinkle Toes Steve right now, and
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, and I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, Di, what were you gonna say?
Well, to go back to what Steve was saying, so this guy, like, he's someone's little brother, and they have expectations of him because of his older brother. Did you guys deal with that in school at all with your siblings?
Yeah.
Yes, but mine was a little different than Sean. Sean's brother is the most legendary warrior ever, so he had
that removed.
Me, my brother was a really smart, great, nice person who, when teachers, 5 years older than me. So when I got this elementary, middle, high school teachers that saw my name would go, "Oh my God, are you Tony's little brother?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Tony was the best. I loved him." And I was a complete asshole, the absolute opposite. So like 2 weeks into school, they were like, "You're related to Tony?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's my brother. I swear.
It's funny you say that. So like my sister, we're 4.5 years apart. So like she entered high school as soon as I left.
Yep,
like her freshman year was my freshman in college, right?
Yeah, same.
So I had to go back to my school for something. I forget what I had to go back for. I think my yearbook or something. I was actually really, as bad as I was tight with a couple teachers. I had a lot of teachers that were like looking out for me or whatever. Yeah. So I just kind of like casually strolled into the school and was like, popping in and out of rooms talking. And I'm talking to this one teacher, and my sister's walking down the hallway, and there's no other kids, it's just my sister. So I'm like, "Get to class." Like I started yelling at her and giving her shit. "Get to class," doing stuff like that. Yeah. And the teacher, she's like, "Will you stop messing with freshmen?" I was like, "That's my sister." And she was like, "I knew it."
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're the older.
Yeah. And she goes, I straight up asked you if Diana was your sister, and you said no. I was like, "You said that. No?"
Hell yeah, I like your sister. I like your sister. In every
class, they were asking if she was my sister, and in every class, she was telling them no.
I mean, you can't blame her, right?
I don't blame her.
You don't want to get hit with a stigma.
Smart girl. Smart girl.
Yeah, because it's the same. We're opposites. I was bad. Yes. She was really good, though. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right.
But I was like, I had just almost got expelled, like not even a year before this. So she was worried instantly going into high school.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? You ever get any? Are you Tom's brother?
Yeah, I got that a bunch. Tom.
You guys were close enough in age.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. My little brother got it really bad, though.
I was gonna say, right. So he's got a large gap, like me and Doc.
Yeah. So Tom had gotten, so we were initially in Catholic school, and then we're asked to leave Catholic school. And then after we were asked to leave Catholic school, we went to public school, and Tom ended up he had failed his first senior year and would have to repeat his senior.
Senior.
Yeah, so we'd have to do.
We called him a super senior all year.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting expelled when I was a senior, but I was allowed to graduate and finish. But
we're a bunch of degenerates on this show. Look at us.
Right.
And literally all of us.
Yeah, but so when my little brother got there was teachers that were like, "Hey, we know who your brothers are. Like, if you start, like, we're just gonna throw your ass out right away." And like even Shetz too would give him some stuff, like the wrestling coach, and he had even yelled at him like, "I don't care who your brothers were." And I was like, I don't think, like, maybe just because we were more it wasn't, we were just like kind of assholes, but we were also like rabble rousers. I think we could get everyone going, so like, I don't know, but we were also funny and charismatic, so you can kind of get away with some stuff.
I thought you two were fucking shitheads, but I hear all the shit you just said. I don't agree. I know you two real long. You're both shitheads.
True.
So, but I mean, that's coming from an asshole.
But I'm saying, like, so imagine you're my little brother and he has to come in and there's a shithead stigma.
For sure.
Like, great.
They're just waiting for it. Another one.
You got two meathead ass, fucking jock, stupid ass older brothers, and like, exactly. You know what I mean? Yep.
My dad was one of 9.
Oh,
and I'm trying to think of what he was closer to the end. I think there was 2 or 3 younger than him, if that.
Yeah.
So, but back then it was nuns. You know what I mean? It was no fucking joke. My dad got beat just for being a Spencer. My dad got beat for his best friend being an asshole and stuff like that. Like, oh my God, my uncle was so bad. And I remember my dad tells the story.
Stories are crazy.
He carved his name. My uncle Derek carved his name into the wall. And they took my dad out of class, who was his best friend, and had him like nose to the wall saying, "Do you see that? Do you see what we see?" And they're saying, he goes, "No." And they're like smashing his face against the wall.
Yeah, school
like,
different
trying to get him to dime out on his friend.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. But he got beat because of all his siblings. You know, just because the room was bad.
My mom had a bunch of family members. She had 6 brothers and sisters, and they all went to St. Bridget's in East Falls.
Yeah.
And every one of their stories about getting the shit beat out of them by some fucking God-loving nun with a damn ruler in her hand. I mean, I was like, Jesus Christ.
We used to ask my grandma, I'm like, what did you do? And she goes, they got beat when they got home too. We were like, what?
Thank God I didn't go to Catholic school.
Well, you got in trouble. You were in trouble. You did something wrong at school. So you got beat when you got home too.
My dad would say that too, but it was also like, in a way it was better. Like, so I remember he had told me like when he was younger, he would get picked up like drinking underage, and the cop would drive him home because the cop
my dad says the same.
He didn't have to, the cop didn't have to book him and ruin his life as a kid. All he had to do was take him home, and he knew his old man was going to wear
1,000%. Yes, 1,000%.
It's not like that anymore.
No.
These kids are not fucking scared of anything. These teenagers.
Well, that's not the main thing too. That's in a, like he's saying, in a collaboration with the fact that these cops that want to like destroy some fucking 16-year-old kid because they caught him with a couple drinks and he's in his car. Yeah, he fucked up. He's a 16 or 18-year-old kid. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
They fucked up. That's what you do.
I had 2 underages. I got pinched twice.
Yeah.
I got 2 also, but I got a DUI when I was 15.
15?
Yeah. I got a DUI.
Holy shit.
In a stolen car when I was 15.
Shut up. Look at you badass.
Yeah.
Wasn't my fault.
I know you were a bad boy.
It wasn't my fault. I wasn't a bad boy. I was a stupid asshole is what I was.
Driving a stolen car at 15.
Good thing a lot of things have changed.
Whatever. Who's judging me? Whatever.
Yeah. You don't steal them anymore. You just fix them.
And it wasn't fucking stolen. They tried to get me on that, but I had a good lawyer because they lied.
Yeah.
But whatever. No. So it was weird. I got pulled over and the cop's like, so where's your license? And because at first I'm 15 and I grew up in a shop where I drive cars all the time, right?
Yeah.
That's what I do. So when I got all my buddies are out at the party, we're all drinking. One of my really close friends just passed away at that age, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So we're all going fucking nuts. Jump in the car, take off. It's a girl's house we're at. It's her mom. She has no idea. So I kind of stole it, I guess. Whatever. Allegedly. I'm in the car. We whip around, blah, blah. I'm doing burnouts, going left to right. I see a cop. Cop sees me, of course, because I'm a fucking 15-year-old drunk asshole. So, of course, the cop's going to fucking get a call for some dickhead whipping through Lansdale over by the Memorial Field. I'm doing donuts in a parking lot and shit to impress my friends.
Yeah.
I see the cop. I run away like I'm the Dukes of Hazzard because I fix cars. This is what I do.
Yeah.
So I put the pedal to the metal and I take off and I have a buddy in the car.
So you got a whole ass high-speed chase going
on
at 15 in Lansdale?
No. So then as that's what was heading towards, hell yeah. That was what I wanted to do. Then I had a flash of conscience of my dad beating me to death if I don't get away. And the car was a piece of shit. And I work on, so I knew I wasn't getting away. This car's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Thing might as well be a lawnmower, right? So I pull the fuck over. The guy comes up to the window and's like, license and registration. And I'm like, this bitch got registration, but I ain't got a license.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking, I was like 30 days short of being 16. So then, it was a nightmare.
That happened to my dad. My dad ended up losing his license before he even got it because he had my grandfather's car.
Yeah, I didn't have a license or anything.
The brakes went out on his car, on my grandfather's car. So he was dead because of that. Number one. Yeah, he was in my grandpa's car. The brakes went out and he took out a whole block.
Hell yeah.
Car at 15. So he didn't even and hit like an RV.
You're in trouble.
Shit. All the cars were fucked. My grandpa's car was fucked. And he didn't get his license for a long time after that.
The only two, me too.
Sober.
Me too.
And the brakes just went.
The only 2 good things that happened was one, good for me, not good for me, good for everything else. I get into the police station, they call my dad. My dad's super pissed because he doesn't let me drive cars in and out of the garage since I was fucking 10. Right? He knows that the reason why I act like I can drive a car at 15.
Because you can.
Because I've been driving cars my whole fucking, he knows I can. And it's his fault, right? So he shows up and he has the most calm look I've ever seen in my life. My dad was a calm.
That would scare me even more.
Yeah.
Right. So he walks up and this is in, I don't know, what was that? It had to be 1998, 99. I don't know. Yeah. He walks up to me, looks me dead in the face, walks past the cops and open hand, not closed, open hand, smacks the dog shit out of me in front of like 8 cops, right? They got to grab my dad. What are you doing, sir? You can't do that. I'm all dramatic and fall back. And then I'm like, I can't be too dramatic because I don't want him to get my dad in trouble like I deserve the fuck I just got. And they're all like, you okay?
In the cops' minds, though, they're like, fucking, that
he deserved
deserves
every bit of it, yes. And again, no trouble for him.
And you did.
I deserved every bit of it, yeah. I deserved it, for sure.
Do you ever
But-
like check your
bitch-
parents as a teenager in public and like have this moment of like,
never.
oh, I'm fucking dead?
Yes, never.
Never.
No,
I've never had
Never.
the balls to do it.
I did
Nope.
it.
No.
I did it in a parent
Girls are
teacher
different.
conference.
Girls are different.
You
Guys, will
think?
My
No, no, I
sister
just
would
mean-
do it. I would never. I've never did it.
I
It
agree.
was like,
I
I
yes,
did
sir,
it
no,
by
sir.
accident. I totally did it by accident, but I remember
agree,
that
Matt.
moment. This teacher, it's me, my dad, and this teacher, and I hated this fucking
wait,
teacher.
wait,
The
wait.
only
Diane,
one
hold
that
on,
had a
hold on, hold
problem.
on. At a conference?
In a parent-teacher conference. I got
What
my
grade?
dad got called
What
to the
grade?
school.
What grade?
Maybe a sophomore or junior.
All
Oh,
right.
so you're
High
in
school?
high school. You're in. Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So
Mhm.
it was my Spanish teacher, and he called,
Oh,
and he's
God.
awful, and he was
What a
gross.
fucking
He was
freak.
really
Yeah,
It was.
gross.
It was a guy. The Spanish teacher was a guy.
He was really.
This should have been-
really
Should have
gross
been my
with the
profession.
chicks.
I should have been a fucking Spanish
Oh,
teacher.
so he
Like,
was like the Spanish
He
teacher
was
was
just
like a creep.
nasty. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's trying to hit on
and
you
he was
girls?
so fucking gross. He would say shit to girls. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
And he was an
dude.
awful teacher. Remember,
fucking
like the
weirdo.
remember the commercials for like the Muzzy tapes, like how to learn Spanish at home. It's like the cassette tape they would send at home for kids.
Yeah.
He would pop that on. That's how we would learn. You know
Oh my
what I mean? Like, he was
God.
just an awful person and teacher all around. So, of course, he was a target of mine. Like,
Describe
he's
this
just
guy.
easy.
Was he
You know what
big
I
or
mean? Like,
small?
I toured big and he had like Coke bottle glasses
And like
barely
fat,
had
like
any
thick?
hair, but put it back in a pony. He was fat. He was just
Oh
gross.
God.
Yeah, he was just really
Yeesh.
gross.
And was he a Spanish guy?
Yes, Mr.
So
Jimenez.
so he was all hairy and shit too.
It's just gross. So, but I tortured the shit out of him. I tortured the absolute shit out of this man.
Dude,
I was
your
in-
face, you're like, oh God.
Yeah, that's why I started cracking up. Her
Ugh.
face was like, "Oh my fucking god!" She just got a visual and puked in her mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's all
it
I
was
needed to know.
Fucking
Hell yeah.
disgusting.
So okay, so it's the creepy
I was
Mr.
really bad at
Jimenez,
this. Yeah,
no
I
hair.
was really.
You tortured this guy, so he called your parents, and
He
he's
called
like,
my dad,
Okay.
and that was
Uh-huh.
the worst. Always like a bad thing was I pushed limits, but I never tried to get my parents called out of work to come to
Yeah,
school. You know what I
yeah.
mean? That was never a
Yeah,
good thing. Get a
That's
phone call
That's a trump
home
card the school had
and
for
shit like
sure.
that. Yeah, but call. I mean, even when they were like, "I'm gonna call your mom," like I had call her. Don't
Yeah.
fucking pull my dad out of his job to come in here though, because
Yeah.
then I'm gonna get it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened.
Oh.
And it was like an ongoing battle with this teacher, and he was actually failing me, and I shouldn't have been failing because I was
Ooh,
cheating.
Right.
So we're sitting in this. I show up late. My dad was furious because I was being a smarty. I totally did it on purpose. I left
Yeah.
school, went to Wawa, and came back. Like had a cigarette, got some food, came back, and my dad's sitting waiting with my t-shirt, and I just like
Oh.
strolled in late as shit.
Dude,
And then
that made him
so
even
we-
more angry because he's like, now you
my
make
dad wasn't
me
mad
too.
yet. My
Oh,
dad was
geez.
not mad yet. He didn't know why he was there yet. This is the first time he's met this teacher. You know what I mean? He has no
Yeah.
clue what's going on. So I sit down and this teacher just starts kind of like jumping down my throat, just saying like mean shit though. It was kind of, it wasn't really, it was just stupid. So, but I'm snapping back. And my
Yeah.
dad kept putting his hand in front of me and goes, "Stop interrupting. You'll get your chance to talk." Every time I open my mouth, that's what he would say to me. So I'm
Yeah.
like huffing and sitting back.
Yeah.
Right. And then this teacher goes, "She's just a poor excuse for a student." And I jump up. I don't know
Oh.
why that upset me so much, but I jumped up and I'm pointing my finger in his face. And I never disrespected teachers either, really. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I fucked around with them, but I wasn't disrespectful.
Right.
And I got my finger in this grown ass man's face. And I'm going, "You're a poor excuse for a fucking teacher." And my dad puts his hand in front of me. He goes, "You need to relax." And I went, "No, it's my turn to talk. Don't interrupt me."
Oh.
The look on his face, and I immediately shut up. I sat down. I was like, "I'm fucking dead." I am
Yeah, look
dead
on
when
his
I leave
face.
here.
Look
I
on
was
his
silent
face was,
after that. Yeah, like,
Ugh.
he just looked,
Dude,
just the eyes.
Dude,
No
the car
blinking,
and like,
you know?
was he your ride home too?
I was dead the
Ugh.
ride home. Are you kidding me? He's
That's what I'd be
flying
like, dude.
down
I'm
Kelly
taking the
Drive,
bus.
screaming, like losing his mind
Oh.
on me in the car. It was. I didn't even. He didn't even need to say anything. It was just the
Yeah.
eyes, and I
Yeah.
just sat down quietly, like, "I'm
Oh,
done."
yeah.
he said,
Oh.
"Oh, you got me fucked up with the teachers. You
Yeah.
don't. No, you
Yeah.
don't talk to me like you talk to them."
He didn't
Yeah.
even need to
That.
say it.
Yeah.
got me
You do
fucked
it.
I bet.
up.
I bet
know.
though. I bet he was. I bet a part of him was proud at how you were standing up for yourself, though, because that would make me.
No.
For sure.
Not
Until
back
you
then.
pointed at me.
All right. Yeah.
Not back
he
then.
was
No,
I know
not
he was
like
proud.
the way you were talking to the teacher and standing up for
Right.
yourself. I'm sure he was
Right.
like, "Good, my daughter should be like that." But when you
Right.
spoke to him like that, he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh fuck no." Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
the
no,
wrong.
no.
I am
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wrong fucking one. Check my
Yeah, yeah.
ID.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So okay, so
Yep.
all right. So we went a little bird walking, but I do want to say this. So available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube is Sean Day episodes 1 and 2. If you haven't listened to them yet, they're some of our best work, I would say. Really good stuff, really great story. Also, he has links in the description of both episodes for his nonprofit and his brother Mike's book. So check those out. Really great stuff.
And if you haven't listened to him, Brandon, or Nick Galante, you're not fucking American.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Turn your fucking card in.
You
listen
might
to
as
one
well,
of those
You might as
three.
well be ISIS if you're fucking.
Yeah, right?
ISIS.
You might as
Yeah.
well fucking, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Goddamn terrorist.
Yeah. So perfect. So yeah, like we said, available right now on all podcast platforms and YouTube. But coming up next Tuesday, when we were booking this, out, we had thought like, Sean Day is going to be, we knew it was going to be a great pair of episodes, but
In
then
the most serious way.
in the most serious way, but it
Right.
was going to fit our mantra of ice cream because it was funny, informative, inspirational, motivational, sometimes sad. But
And how many people do you meet in your normal life that can tell you what it's like to be a Navy SEAL?
Correct. And it was really, really unique thing. So when booking the show, I was like, damn, because I didn't book after him for a while because we had booked him early. And my thought was like, who could follow him up, And then it fell right into our lap. We might have the best person possible to follow up Sean Day, a member of the Hoagie Boys himself, old Chris Wertan, right? This guy, he's from a pretty famous family in the Montgomeryville area, and he is a stud. Great episode, freaking hilarious. But really, the only way we could, he's the only one too with the balls to follow up the Sean Day episodes. So
yeah,
really
Chris don't give a fuck.
Chris
don't give a fuck.
The last thing that guy's given is fucks. I'll tell you that.
Hell yeah.
Right now. So nice. So yeah, his episode will be available next week on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. But I want to move on to something, besides the announcement at the top of the show by Captain Jerkbeard, with the Pete, with Pete being fired. We have another sad thing that we wanted to bring up and pay homage to one of the greats. Unfortunately, this week, the great Norm MacDonald passed away. Really kind of sad. Fucking great talent, great comedian. I know we don't get, we try to keep it kosher on this show, but respect. If respect is given to those who've earned it, and goddamn, Norm MacDonald fucking earned it. I'll tell you this.
He did.
There's this one video I must have watched 1,000 times, and I pissed myself laughing. I forget which. I think he might have been on Conan or David Letterman, but he was on a Tonight Show, and he was telling a joke, and it's the corniest joke ever. It's the joke about the wasp that went into the dentist office, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the wasp,
But it's Norm.
but it's Norm, and he sold this thing for like minutes. He's selling this joke, and he keeps getting people. Like he keeps like my wife and these magazines and all these things, and he's selling it and selling it and selling it. And then the last thing, the doctor's like, well, "Why are you here? This is the dentist office. Why are you here?" And he just said, "Because the light was on," right? And it was a wasp. So that's what made it funny because, and dude, I pissed myself laughing. It was so funny, right?
Go ahead.
James.
There's another joke that he did like that. And I don't know if it's a bit or if it was I think it was a bit. I think Bill Burr was the one I heard it from, though. I don't think I've seen him do it with him and his neighbors, where he was like constantly going out and talking. It's the same concept, though. It's just this long, drawn out thing that ends abruptly and dumbly. You know what I mean? Dumbly.
Yeah.
It's dumb, but it's Norm MacDonald's story. It is 20 minutes long, and it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's such a weird dude, man.
My thing, that's exact when the big thing when you were telling that story is what she said is that's Norm being Norm, right? So the thing with Norm was he was on SNL, obviously, with guys like fucking Adam Sandler, guys like Chris Farley, you know.
Yeah.
So he was in an era that was like an all-star
Great.
team, right?
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
the thing with that is Farley played a character. Farley was a different guy, like in private. And the same thing with Adam Sandler. Norm, what you see
Always
on
himself.
like that's Norm, like the guy when he was on Stern, whenever he and Artie Lang is famously one of his best friends, like him and Artie were like best friends. Artie, all the time he would constantly say, no, Norm's not playing a character. What you see is fucking Norm. Yeah, he's not. He was just naturally a funny human being. Didn't try to be funny. It's like Theo Vaughn. He's the equivalent to like Theo Vaughn for people that like I don't know if he doesn't act like he doesn't have a shtick. He's just being himself. Fucking nuts. Yeah, he's nuts.
And I'll tell you, he was a great Weekend Update too. One of the most underrated on SNL. Because there's like, I'll tell you, I feel like SNL, like, you know, I don't want to go Burwalk and I want to stick with Norm, but I feel like SNL has like periods of when it's funny and when it like, dude, when they were doing Dick in the Box and stuff at first, like that shit was fucking funny, right? Like you got to admit, like there's some shit that's pretty funny, right? But like when Norm MacDonald, when he's up there and like when he would come back for Celebrity Jeopardy.
The Burt Reynolds. I posted that on my Instagram.
The Burt Reynolds. His Burt Reynolds shit's hilarious.
It's funny you say that because when I was younger, me and my sister, like we didn't have like cable. So we were constantly on VHSs and then DVDs when they came out and like grabbing the $5 ones for, you know, the dollar DVDs from Blockbuster and shit like that. But we would watch the same shit over and over. And we got our hands on the best of Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah.
And there was like a couple things. And that was one specifically that came to mind. Like, I'll take Ape Tit for 600.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Hilarious. But you know what other movie I watched over and over when I was a kid? There was a couple movies that I shouldn't have had my hands on at the age that I was that I did. And I watched them over and over. And one of them is
what, Throw Mama from the Train?
No.
I wish. That movie's fantastic.
Mel Brooks movie, Blazing Saddles.
Oh, Blazing Saddles.
Was
Another
obsessed with it.
Dude, same.
Yeah.
Loved it.
You know, Billy Madison was another one. Like you can go down these movies, but Dirty Work was one of those movies. I loved that movie.
Great flick.
The best. So
love
again,
that movie.
This is again Artie Lang's in it. Artie's one of his best friends, right?
Yep.
Artie did a further movie after that when they got a little more famous with Stern and everything. It was called what was the softball movie? It was called
Beer League.
Beer League.
Great
Norm
movie.
was in. Again, another one with like where Artie and Norm
movie.
got together. That's when Norm really came out because it's like having one of your best friends with you. Like Norm loved Artie, and
Dude,
Artie was a
Beer
huge drug addict. So he like,
dude, Beer League was just dude. Macchio's in it too.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio. We got the
fucking
karate.
movie.
We got the karate fucking kid.
Dude, there was
Artie Lang and Norm.
There's a line in the beginning, like they get into like, so it's about like a beer league, softball league, slow pitch, right?
Softball team,
but it's in Jersey, so it's like
North Jersey,
all Guido'd out, right? So
all Italians.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny. But like in the beginning of the movie, there's like a fight at a softball game. They all go to the police station, and the one guy there drops a line from Roadhouse where there's like one dude that's like fucking big and jacked. And this old guy who's like 80, right? And he just looks at him. He's like, "Don't eyeball me, tough guy. When I was locked up, I fucked bigger guys than you." And I just fucking lost it.
Yeah.
Like, this fucking dude, like right away, they're like, "This fucking movie gets it." And like, dude. There one time, like he calls a guy Needle Dick, and he does it in the dude. We're going off on Artie Lang here, but he does an impersonation of the old Yankees, old Yankees, like he's like the Harry Kalas, the Harry Kalas of the Yankees. Yeah, he's like now batting number one, Needle Dick. Number one. Fucking, I don't know. But either way, but Norm MacDonald, man, I'll tell you, fucking great talent.
Legend.
Always loved watching
his legend.
Stuff. Yeah, total legend. I hope he, you know, I mean, I don't know. I just hope he gets remembered
9
fondly.
years with cancer, though. That's what's crazy. No one knew. Like, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I posted that. I had a meme on my Instagram that said, someone wrote, Norm MacDonald battling cancer for 9 years is the most Norm MacDonald shit ever. And I'm not telling anybody, is the most Norm MacDonald shit ever.
Dude,
9 fucking years. And
So
then he
hold
did
up.
a bit about cancer. He's like, it's not a battle, it's a draw.
So I was about to get to that. Did you hear what his like famous quote? I'm gonna butcher this because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But he made a thing like that was, he goes, all these people, you beat cancer or cancer took you, blah, blah, blah. He goes, wait. If I die, the cancer dies. So I call that a fucking draw. You either beat it or it's a fucking draw. It doesn't beat you because when I die, it's not affecting anything else.
Yep.
I was
that was a bit. It makes more sense.
Fantastic. It does. Fantastic point of perspective.
He didn't look bad. He looked old, but he didn't look bad.
Yeah. But I mean, but he always looked old older than the rest of his
because he used to black out drinking.
Yeah,
he black out drinking all the time.
But
Artie Lang's his best friend.
Loved it.
Who has no nose anymore. He has no fucking nose.
Yes.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
It is fucked up.
Dude, yeah.
His last Joe Rogan podcast was wild.
Artie Lang.
Artie's the man.
Dude, he's talking about like fucking getting in fights with 17-year-old kids in parking lots to buy a Vicodin.
I ended up I used to love Howard Stern before like Rogan was big and shit. That was my thing growing up, right?
Yeah, of course.
The second Artie left Stern, I never listened again. I mean, I like see like updates and shit like that. I keep up with it.
Dude, Stern,
I'll never listen to a show again.
Dude, I'll tell you
because
this.
of Artie.
Stern was the fucking shit back in the day.
Oh my God.
Dude, remember what was the TV?
Oprah.
When Oprah. What was the TV? Like it was on a channel. I think it was on E, like at late at night.
Yes,
like
it was
midnight.
E. It was on E.
Like
so
like we're like young kids in middle school having sleepovers.
Titties and shit.
Oh, babe. It was, you were seeing porn stars on there. It was the fucking best.
You know what used to follow that? You remember it was called like the Brooke something broad who was insanely hot. Used to go to islands all over the place and parties, and that was her shtick. It was on E. It was called like with Brooke Burke. Brooke Burke, is that the name?
I think you might be right. But I know what you're talking about. But I was usually asleep by then because Stern wore me out, right?
Here's the problem. I would not watch the Stern just so I could watch Brooke Burke. I needed to make it to her. Oh my God.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you, that's one thing. Like Stern, when he went to Sirius, right? When he made that Sirius deal, he really dude, because if he was around right now, because he was the king of all media. He was fucking king. And then he went to Sirius, and then no one heard from him because he's on Sirius because no one has Sirius. And it was like, dude, had he have not, jumped on that, he's still the king of all media because his show was like, dude, he had a movie made about him.
I know.
And his movie was
it was a good one.
Yeah,
Private Parts. And he had a number one. And he had a number one book. He wrote his fucking memoirs, number one book, number one movie, number one media guy back in the day. Like,
and he would have a New Year's show too. And he'd have John Wayne
Who
Bobbitt on the New Year's show.
Didn't they? He had a competitor, Opie and Anthony, right?
No, they weren't even close. Not even on the same radar. He had New York. He had a guy
Limas,
or two, but other than
Limas
that,
or something.
Don Limas. Yeah. But he had he remember Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
So Beetlejuice was in Philly for a boxing match on 3rd Street. It used to be forget that it's it's a historic building. I forget what
Blue
it used
Horizon?
to be. No. No, this John's in Old City for a bar. He's not there. He's getting wasted and it's a fucking shtick. You know what I mean? So we go to my buddy Matt was turning 22. I was 21. And we took a limo down there. We're with Emo, one of my buddies who looks like Terrell Owens, this giant Nigerian kid who's fucking yoked. So all these girls, stupid ass white broads running
Emo
up
Neri Honkai?
Yes. They're running up going, T-E-T-O. And he's going, Emo's a great human. So he's going, I'm Emo. And they're like, huh? I'm standing in front of him going, shut the fuck up. I'm like, that's T.O. That's T.O. Yes.
And if you want to get with him, you got to get with me.
I'm his agent. I'm his agent. Exactly. Right. But whatever. So we go into the bar and Beetlejuice was supposed to fight another guy. The guy, another midget ended up not showing up. He ended up drinking with us and shit. We were trying to get him to. Never mind.
Yeah. Dude, Emo, I'll tell you that. Emo's from, because Tom, Jerkbeard used to play soccer with Emo. So, he would, come over and hang out sometimes. He was a cool dude. Really cool. Best name, though. Emo Neria Honkai. Best name.
My cousin Lauren, gorgeous.
Yeah.
What's her number?
20s, married now.
Is she South Sudan?
God damn it.
In her 20s.
Does she South Sudan?
Ran into Beetlejuice at some club, took a
Yeah.
picture of him, and then made
Yep.
Christmas cards and sent it to the
Oh,
entire
that's
family.
the
Just her and him in a
You're-
club.
Your cousin sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Oh
no
my
wonder
God, we
she's
were
married.
dying.
That's a
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
dynamite move.
Someone scooped that ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah, good for her.
So, all right, so nice. Okay, so let's keep it moving. So, like we said, R.I.P. Norm MacDonald. You're one of the
Yeah.
greats.
R.I.P.
those-
Turd Ferguson.
Yeah.
Turd Ferguson.
For all those out there that
Fantastic.
really haven't seen his stuff, check it out. It's worth it. It's so good. Really opens your eyes and your mind to a lot of like different types of great comedy. But he was phenomenal. Will be missed. Really great talent. But I want to keep it moving. So, Diana, I know you wanted to share a story about this weekend. So before we get out of here, would you mind sharing?
What's
Yeah,
up with it, D?
It's not that funny. It's not about this weekend either. It's last night.
Oh, whoa.
Even more recent.
It's unrelated. Well, kind of. I got a compliment that I've never received in my life.
Someone
in like
told
the
you you were tall.
weirdest scenario ever. So I'm sitting on my pool. I'm in pajamas. Like I'm in like a t-shirt like this, no bra, and then a pair of like tiny just shorts to sleep in.
Hell yeah.
And
I'm
that's
sorry.
it, right? So I'm just sitting out there just having a cigarette, letting the dogs out one last time. A fucking
naked.
dog, another dog shows up at my house.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I would do.
Just
I would
the
let my dog go
dog?
immediately.
I-
I would
I-
let my dog go immediately.
Another dog just shows up at my house.
Yeah,
This husky.
sure
Oh,
did. Was it
so
a guy?
Steve-
Was it a
Steve,
guy
you're
walking that
saying-
dog?
Yeah, Steve, you're saying like you're walking your dog on purpose and the leash came undone. Woo!
No, all of
yeah.
a sudden I see some chick half naked on her porch. I'm gonna be like, Bruno, let me take this leash off. Get your
Yeah.
big ass Rottweiler ass the fuck over there. Is
No,
exactly what I'm
so
doing. Oh my
I
God, he
round up-
never does this. He's looking at me like, why'd you kick me, cuz? I'm like, get over there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, keep going.
I round up. Oh, so I have 3 dogs now at my. And
Yeah,
the first thing
hell
I'm
yeah.
thinking is I'm not doing another dog. Like I already
Did a
took
dude
fr-
show up?
fucking. I already took Frank in. I'm not taking another dog in.
Hell
Already
yeah,
took
Frank.
trash dog in.
Yeah,
Yo,
I'm like
don't
looking
talk
around.
about
whose
Frank that way.
dog is this? So I get my 2 in. Oh, it's all chaos. I get my 2 inside. And then this husky, it was a puppy. She's running around and just like enjoying my yard, wants to play with the dogs, is not letting me get this dog 1000% got beat. Like she was not letting me anywhere near her. Yeah. And when it took like an hour to get her to like trust me to come to me and then even let me like pet her. Like it was really hard to get this
Damn,
dog,
D
right?
putting in work
Wait,
on
wait,
this
wait,
bad
wait,
boy.
wait, wait.
Well, I
So
live
this-
on a busy ass street. I can't.
Oh.
I would not. I can't just leave it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's why I
yeah.
took Frank. They're gonna.
Yeah.
You will get smoked by a car on this street.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep.
So I'm just trying to grab her. I have Rocco's leash, like trying to get a hold of her, and I have this like I have these whack ass neighbors on my corner. Right? There's always
Yeah.
a party going on. Something is always happening over at
They
that
sound
fucking house.
awesome, but okay. They
They're
sound
not.
awesome, but
They're not.
okay.
So
Oh, it's not
one
the
of
fun
them,
kind of party.
No, I
Never
was
mind. I'm
yelling
out.
at
I'm out.
yelling to them like, do you know whose dog this is? And I was pointing to a house where I thought the dog, because I heard this husky before, but I've never seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm pointing to a house. I'm like, I think it's that house. Do you know who lives there? This guy comes walking up, hammered, shit face, hammered, right?
Hell
Is
yeah.
trying to tackle this dog all around my yard. And I'm just like, I just want to fucking go to bed. Like,
And
I
you
can't
said it
believe
was
this
a
is happening
husky,
now.
right?
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah,
Puppy
He's not
too.
he's not tackling that.
Yeah, probably like 6 or 7 months old.
Yeah,
This
not
dog was
getting that.
booking it everywhere.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So finally, I get the dog, and this guy starts like explaining his tattoos to me and shit. And I'm just like, can you go away? You know what I mean? Can you go away from me,
Yeah.
please, right now? So I get the dog, I take it across the street, and I knock on the door. I'm like, is this your dog? It was. That woman was a total bitch. It was like the weirdest fucking thing. Like fuck, I was an asshole for bringing her dog back.
The
It was
dog
a-
that
it
she's
was-
been beating, apparently.
yeah,
that
exactly.
dog-
She's annoyed that it's back.
Definitely getting beat. That dog was definitely getting beat.
Oh, that's
so
a
it got
shame.
out of their yard. Yeah, and that dog's gonna be back now. I already know
Yeah.
it because of the
Did you-
dogs.
Did you give it
So-
treats to bring it to you?
I tried. It didn't really want treats.
Yeah,
It wanted
it's
pets.
not
It'll be
fooled
back.
by that
Yeah,
trick
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
true.
I'm
true.
walking back to my house, and again, I'm still like in pajamas. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
running around in my
right.
Adidas flip flops without
Fantastic.
socks on.
Yeah, you're,
Because
doing,
I was
you're in
running
your
around-
slides.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's 100 degrees out. I'm covered in mosquito bites, sweating, chasing
Not
a fucking
fantastic.
dog around the neighborhood. So I get back, I'm walking back to my house, and this drunk dude's like yelling at me and following me, right? Like trying to talk to me. And he goes, you know something? You tasty. And I just turned around, and like this is the first time I even like really like wanted to have a conversation. I turned around, I'm like, what did you just say to me? And he was
You're
like,
look, here's my number.
You're tasty. I was like, tasty. And he's like, yeah. I was like, tasty. I was like, of all the things I've been called in my life, tasty's a first.
I mean, there's worse
Tasty.
things. Worse things
Oh,
you can be called.
absolutely. There's worse things, but
Tasty.
I mean, buddy, we got to do better, right? We got to do better. We got to do
Tasty.
better.
I laughed straight in his face and walked away. Like, it was the most mean girl thing I could have done. It was just like a ha! And just kept walking. You know what I mean? Do you
that would have been
tasty?
best if you were walking away like fucking tasty. This fucking
do you hear
guy.
this guy? You just called me tasty.
Listen, here's where I'm hung up on the story. I got to be honest. So wait a minute. Did you return this poor sweet husky to the bitch that beats it?
I didn't know.
Is that what you told me?
Yeah, I didn't know. What was I supposed to do with this fucking dog?
You don't know. She could have just adopted that dog, right? You don't know.
So I've heard this dog. Huskies are always in a constant verbal state of crisis. I've definitely heard this dog out in that yard.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They're just loud. They're talking.
Yeah, they
dogs.
are.
They're loud dogs.
They're very verbal for sure.
So
Yeah, for sure.
I can hear her. I never knew where she lived, but I could hear her. I knew it was across the street. I just didn't know which house. And I happened to go to the one where it looked like they were trying to barricade their fence in. I guess this dog has gotten out a few times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
now,
but I knocked on the door. Yeah. I really do think that dog's getting beat for sure, which is driving me nuts. But what am I gonna do? I live fucking across the street. Can't steal the dog.
Yeah. Do you think Frank's like, hey buddy, you can say this? I was living in the fucking trash before this girl. You know,
Frank did not like this dog.
You know what Frank is doing?
Yeah, Frank's like, this is my house.
Frank is like,
taking any more trash dogs in here. I'm
exactly. Frank is like, pussy, I made it out the gutter. Go find a new family.
I room for one trash dog in this fucking place.
Frank's a runner. Frank's a runner. So Rocco is not. Rocco is super. Literally, he knows what the word street is. He knows what the street is. I tell him to get away from the street. He backs up. Like, he knows he's not allowed to touch that pavement ever.
Fuck.
Frank is a runner. And I have chased Frank down like an asshole. I broke a pair of shoes chasing Frank once. So bad.
You should just be like, I'm going to leave you in the fucking trash, Frank.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Frank.
So Frank's on a leash. Frank's on a long lead. Like, he's not, I don't have a fence, so he's not allowed out unless he's on that lead. Yeah. And this dog, dude, he was like, trying so hard to stretch and get this dog. Like, he wanted, and that dog was taunting him too. It was funny as shit. Yeah. I was like, all right, well, we're learning something about the trash dog today.
No.
Hell yeah, trash dog.
Don't step on his territory.
Nope, trash dog don't care.
No, it was hilarious though. But tasty, I thought that was funny. I was like, did you just call me tasty? What did you just say to me?
Now, here you go.
Tasty.
Again, coming from a human who wears sweatpants to nice restaurants, right? Here's the thing. For you younger guys out here, don't ever call a fucking girl tasty.
Dude, don't talk to chicks like that. Here's the thing.
I don't know who taught that guy that, but that guy needs to be shot because that's just not how you get anywhere. That's the worst.
He's not doing men in general any favors.
Absolutely not. You're making us look like assholes.
I got catcalled last week, right? There was a construction team out by my office just because of all
Diana,
trying to do all this shit.
Can we be totally transparent here? Part of you kind of fucking is okay.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm getting with this. That's where I'm getting with this.
Would you rather them not notice you and laugh?
And meanwhile, I get honked at while I'm walking down Main Street to go to work. I get catcalled. Like, there's always on my way in and out of work. It's like, it is always happening, right? I'm not even trying to be vain. I could look like an orphan.
Calm down. Pump the brakes a little bit.
I could look like an orphan.
You were fucking Marilyn Monroe.
It's always gross people. It's always gross people. It's never anyone you want it to be.
Has that ever worked? I would love a historical statistic of that ever, like
the cat
honking
call
and being like, you know,
what up, girl?
Hey, Toasty.
So I turned. I always turn around and like look, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm still getting catcalled. You know what I mean? Like, I don't love it. I give a look like I don't love this, but in my head, I'm like, I'm still getting catcalled. That's what really matters. I'm not getting carded anymore. As long as I'm still getting catcalled, we're on good terms, right?
Right.
But something like that is like another level where it's like, oh my fucking God. Oh my
Yeah.
fucking God.
Yeah.
Catcalling, someone's yelling at me from a distance. You looking me dead in the eye and calling me tasty. What are you expecting me to do? Turn around and be like, really? You think I'm tasty? You know what I mean? Like, what are you expecting me to do with that information?
Well, in all fairness,
And
so
I've
hold
had
on.
people like Grams do
Hold
that
on.
to me too.
Hold
And
Yeah.
say
the
shit
fuck-
like that. And I'm looking me dead in the eye. I'm like, you're putting me in such a position. You haven't tipped me yet.
No,
You're saying
no,
something
hold on.
weird and creepy.
Hold on. I'm going to defend my guy in your neighborhood for a second, the fucking weirdo.
Oof.
Because you just described what you were wearing when you got catcalled in that instant, right? Way more
Why does that
productive.
make
Because
me tasty?
Right. Well, like,
Because you were, I mean, he's a fucking weirdo for saying that. That's
Right.
not what I'm getting
Right.
at. I'm saying that the act of, not what with the words, but the
Correct.
act of his bravado of catcalling you
Right.
while you walk away in booty shorts, no top, no bra, or top, but whatever the fucking combo was. I got
Yeah.
confused.
yeah.
No.
No, Steve,
He-
I agree with you where the action isn't unwarranted, right? Like
Agreed.
I agree
Agreed.
with the action of what he's doing.
Now the words were nonsense.
tasty
The words
is not
were fucking
yeah,
nonsense.
Yeah, tasty.
He fucked up.
tasty.
He fucked up. My man struck the fuck out.
I-
Ended the inning with the bases loaded. He fucked up.
I would have loved if Diana was like, "Really? I've always thought I was savory, tasty."
Right? I thought I was spicy.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to ignore because he's drunk too. That's the other, you know
Hell
what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm trying to ignore
Respect.
him and just get him away and also get the fuck away from my house. I'm in
Yeah.
here alone, you know what I mean? So I'm
Should've
walking
threatened him
back
with
to my
Frank.
house and he's kind of following me.
You're,
And then I
Diana,
hear-
for all those listening, you're not alone. You have several guns, a high-tech security system, and
Yeah,
4
just
dogs
edit it.
that you
Just
don't
edit
talk
it
about
out.
on the
Just
show.
edit
And
it out.
Frank,
Well,
and
honestly,
Frank.
I'm a fucking lunatic. I do have several cameras. I'm a fucking nut job. I
Yeah.
have walked out of this house losing my goddamn mind several times. If
Yeah.
anyone
Yeah,
thinks
good for
anything
you.
of me, think I'm crazy and just
Yeah.
stay away from me. You know what I
Thank
mean? So, but I stopped dead in my, like I was kind of picking up my pace to get into my house and lock the
Yeah.
door and stopped dead in my tracks. At,
Yeah.
girl, you tasty. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What did
damn
you
it.
say?
What if
What
it
if-
was
oh, that's a-
what if it was a different delivery where he was like, "Excuse me, madam, you are quite tasty." You
I
know,
think I would
like,
have. I would have
exquisite.
ran. I don't
You
think I
would've
would have
been like,
stopped if you said it to me like that.
yeah,
The
that
problem was it was coming from a drunk fucking old gross man. That's the
Girl,
problem.
you tasty.
What if he was wearing gray sweatpants?
Yeah,
Diana?
you gonna get me
Is that-
tattooed on your arm
is
too with
that
all your
ch-
other tattoos?
yeah.
That's what you should have made him do. You should have been like, I am tasty. Get my name tatted right now.
Oh my god,
Probably would have done it. Damn, that's
What would-
brutal. That
it's
is
just fucking
brutal.
weird. Of all the things that have ever been said to me, but that
Yeah.
was it. It's tasty. That was a new one. That was the first. That was a first.
I've heard
Girl,
some.
you tasty.
I've heard and said some things myself, but I don't think I've ever said or heard anything along those lines.
I pray to God I'm better than that fuck up.
Yeah.
I pray to God I'm better than
I
that
mean,
fuck
at
up.
least he's
And
original.
I definitely like it stopped him. Me stopping and turning around, being like, "What did you just say?" Like stop. Like he deflated as soon as
Yeah.
I
No,
did
no.
that.
Yeah.
Hold
Because I had
Hold
a
on.
smile on my face. I'm like,
Hold
"What
on.
did you just say to me?"
Hold on, when you stopped for a millisecond,
He
he was the
was-
most inflated.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And then
it
when he
went-
saw
it
you
came
weren't,
right down.
then agreed.
It
But
came
for a
right
second,
down.
he was about to fucking
Because he wasn't
blow
even
off to the
answering
moon.
me.
He
He
was
wasn't
like,
even answering
"Tasty-
me. I was just like,
tasty
"What
work?"
did you just say to me?"
It worked.
And he just
It
looked at
fucking
me.
worked.
Yeah, I was like, "Did you just call me tasty?"
It
Is that what you
didn't
just
work.
said?
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Tasty.
Yeah.
huh?
Abort.
My
Abort.
tasty cake.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Yeah. That was like the happiest like millisecond of his life. Where he's like, "Tasty actually worked.
Agreed.
Tasty work."
I told him tasty
Agreed.
would work.
Yeah.
I told everybody. I told him.
Jesus.
I've
Well,
been saying it.
yeah. Man.
Oh my god, I thought
All
that
right.
was funny. though. I was
Tasty might
cracking
have
up
to
at
make a
that.
comeback. I mean, we could start calling everything tasty.
Tasty.
Man, that
Now,
joke
Ooh,
was
that's
tasty.
tasty.
Damn,
I-
that movie was tasty.
What is tasty in Spanish? Do we know what this is?
I know. God.
Call your cousin.
She doesn't speak Spanish. She's not Spanish. She just does Spanish dancing.
Don't
She just
fuck
does
this up
spicy
for me,
things.
all right?
God, what is? I know Caliente's hot. Mucho.
Gordita's fat. What we
Mucho
got? What we
guapo
doing?
is
Alexa,
handsome.
what's tasty in Spanish?
Tasty in Spanish is sabroso.
There you go.
Sabroso!
Señora es sabroso.
I can't wait to use that in a sentence.
I know Señores Veneno is girls poison. So
Oh yeah.
Veneno.
Well, that's weird. I don't know why you know that.
Because I know how to say
Because he likes Belle Bib DeVoe, whether it's English
so
or
it was
Spanish.
nunca confíes en un gancudo y
He's
un
Belle Bib DeVoe
sonrisa.
bilingual.
So nunca confíes en un gancudo y un sonrisa means never trust a big butt and a smile. And then my one buddy used to say Señores Veneno, which the girl's poison.
Yeah, he's just a giant Belle Bib DeVoe fan. That's it.
Sukala Mingia Bhutan.
Yeah. Sukala Mink.
Mingia.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, Diana, thanks for sharing. That was one tasty story you had there.
Well, Diana, I'm happy you didn't get abducted. I'm happy you didn't get abducted by the big weirdo who said you were tasty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. He came back today.
Sounds like he was heading that way.
Wait, he came back?
Yeah, it's weird. So
let Frank deal with it.
The dogs were out. I was about to mow the lawn.
Hell yeah, Frank.
Pulled up.
Respect.
My tenant, it's her family that lives on the corner. So she just moved out, but she had thrown stuff out in the trash can, and I didn't take the trash out because they put it in the recycling bin and they'll just skip my house. So, but I'm throwing out a ton of other shit because it gutted that apartment. So I'm not really concerned with it.
Were you in the same outfit as before?
No, I was in a white beater and jeans and Tim's. I was about to mow the lawn.
She went full Ja Rule on him.
Yeah. I was a little bit mean. I was it's like he used it as an opportunity to come back. He's like, "Oh, I'm coming over to take my aunt's trash out." I'm like, "No, you're not. Just leave it. It's cool. Dogs get in." Like I was making it very clear, like you're really in my space right now. Please go away.
Yeah,
good for
Don't
him.
Come back
good for you.
House.
Hey, best shooters keep shooting.
Shooters shoot.
He was still reliving that millisecond of tasty. You know what I mean? Like he had that millisecond of tasty where he's like, "Ooh, could I give tasty?"
He had to confirm if that
he's riding on that high.
That I didn't.
He's riding on that high.
Wait, what do you mean now? A word from our sponsor.
Are you someone who struggles picking a podcast to listen to because your time is extremely valuable?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Are you someone who says, "Damn, there's not enough hours in the day to pick just one"?
Mm-hmm. Wait, what the fuck?
Or are you someone who's interested in a podcast where they interview a wide range of people and find out how the hell they ended up in their profession?
It's like you read my mind.
If I say yes too, can you help me out?
Oh, shit!
On an unrelated note, while we call the police, if you said yes to all those questions, then look no further and allow me to introduce you to the Working Perspectives podcast, hosted by executive producer Matt Lavelle and accompanied by co-host Partywood Pete McCormick. As mentioned, they interview a wide range of people and find out how in the purple nurple fuck they ended up in their professions, which I think, in my opinion, as someone who previously job hopped from one place to another until I found something I'm good at, this is something worth investing your time in. You will learn about jobs that you never knew existed. Feel the grind that some of these people felt before getting to where they are today. And just like me, it'll maybe help you find that motivation you're looking for to pursue in what it is you want to do. And also, they have great segments in the middle of the show, such as The Weekend Pop-In. Give it a shot. And my two favorites, Memory Lane and What's Going Down in Gamertown, which is a segment I'm part of, so you should definitely look into it. So, that being said, after this video, go out and listen to the Working Perspectives podcast. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. All links are in the link tree, which is in the description. And now, back to the episode.
Once the movie's in theaters, it's gonna go onto the streaming services.
So, all right, Diana, well, thank you for sharing that tasty story. Strong step.
Yep.
We're about to get out of here. Do you have any recommendations for someone for the weekend, possibly? As far as
recommendation?
Yeah, like a TV show or something to watch.
Listen to me. There's a thing on here called the Dansbury Trashers, as in Frank the Trash Dog, as in shit you throw in a trash. The Dansbury, as in a town in Connecticut, Trashers. Okay. It is a documentary about a certain mafia boss who ran a hockey team, bought one for his 17-year-old son. Good. 17-year-old son's favorite thing on the entire planet was WWF.
Love it.
So not only was he a good hockey player, but he loved the whole mantra of being a heel and works and shoots and all that, right? So he wanted to have a WWF team, but he also wanted the team to be good. And here's the thing. They were in the UHL, which is one level below the NHL. The best teams are the best that aren't in the NHL, right?
Yeah.
Those guys don't have much money because you don't generate money. But when your dad's worth $100 million because he's one of the biggest mobsters in America, you pay whoever you want. And it is fantastic. Fantastic. And I recommend everyone to see it because when you watch it, you go, there's no fucking way this actually happened. It is so 2005 or whenever it happened. It is unbelievable what fucking went on with this documentary. It's fantastic.
So the documentary is on Netflix. There's a documentary series called Untold, and this one is Untold Crime and Penalties. The documentary is Untold Crime and Penalties, and like Steve's saying,
Untold Crime and Penalties.
Yeah, it's about the Dansbury Trashers, and I'm actually gonna watch it probably.
Dansbury Trashers.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yep.
Awesome, great recommendation, Steve. Dangerous Diana, do you have any recommendations for the weekend?
No, just stay tasty, my friends.
Stay tasty.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
That's mine now. That's it.
Yeah, well, everyone's gonna have
She's gonna say first guy she sees in gray sweatpants. She's like, he's tasty.
No, I'm not. Just stay tasty, my friends. Stay tasty.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna put that at the end of my emails at work. Stay tasty.
Nice. So before we get out of here, I do want to say that Party Boy Pete, you will be missed.
Yes, very much so.
Miss you, buddy. Miss you already. It's not right what he's done. Hopefully, if I win the show back on October 2nd, then I'll be able to bring you back and,
Listen, Pete, I love you too, but the boss is the boss. So I don't know what the fuck Matt's talking about.
He ain't no boss.
I'm loyal to the boss and good fucking riddance, buddy.
Wow.
I didn't mean that.
He's been nothing but supportive of you.
You're right.
Traitor, man. It's like Stockholm syndrome.
I'm just trying to fucking have job security. All right, get the fuck out of here. It's a fucking rough climate.
Yeah, well, nice. All right, so well, we're coming to the top of time. So before we get out of here, Strong Stem, anything you want to say to the peeps?
You know I do, cuz. Ready?
All right, hit me.
America.
Fuck yeah!
Take the motherfucking day, America.
Freedom is the only way. Now you have to answer to
America! I don't know about the suck on my balls and lick my ass, but America, fuck yeah!
Yeah, fuck yeah, America, love it.
That's how that last episode made me feel.
Yeah, I mean, dude, last time, I guess last week or 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Sean, we did the national anthem.
Sure did,
which was great.
Sure did, I did.
Nice.
And now to end his 2-episode series, America. Fuck yeah!
Nice. Dangerous, besides telling everyone to stay tasty, anything you want to say to the fans before we get out of here?
No, that was my outro. I said it at the wrong time, I guess.
That's all right. Do you have any recommendations then?
No, I did just buy tickets. Louis C.K. is going to be in the first week of November. So not for this weekend, but those are tickets I just bought.
Now I don't mean to step into anybody's line or out of line, but do you got to wear like the plastic like a Gallagher when you're at a Louis C.K. thing? You got to like
I don't know. I had a
You
friend.
get nut to the face. I don't know.
I mean, you
jizzes
should
on your
probably
face.
bring a poncho if you want to try to be as
Go
suspected as
Gallagher.
you can.
You know how Gallagher used to smash the watermelons? He busting nuts. More respect to Louis.
Yeah,
Good for you, buddy.
Don't show up as a potted plant. That's
Yeah, he's at the Keswick during the week and the Miriam Theater during the weekend.
Oh, dude, the Keswick in Jenkintown.
Glenside.
Glenside.
Yep. So it's a Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, that's a great little theater. Nice.
It is,
fantastic,
dude. Glenside's a good time.
Yeah, Glenside's got a good dude. Glenside's got a great scene there, and Jenkintown. They got a nice little strip there. Yeah.
Calm down,
dude. Nice.
It is nice.
Dude, it's nice, man. Have you been there? It's not bad. Dude, it's not. I'm not saying it's Manayunk or
if you're
South
weighing
Street,
your options,
but it's not bad.
It's when you don't want to go to Manayunk.
Listen,
we're kind of old,
I'm-
Steve. We're old for this shit.
You're right. I'm only saying that because I may or may not get stabbed in Jenkintown. We'll just
You're
leave it
not
at that.
allowed here. That's what it is.
There might be a certain young, beautiful Spanish lady that wants to cut me from my butthole to the back of my neck. But whatever.
Does it have to do with salsa dancing?
It does. I was a little better than she was. She didn't like it.
Those Latinos, they are jealous. So
They are.
All right. Well, we're coming to the top of time here. We're going to say one last goodbye to our good friend, the Prince of Party Boy Pete McCormick. We love you. We miss you.
Love you, Pete.
Love you, buddy. All right. Well, this is the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Poppin'. You can find us on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can handle us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast and join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, then do us a favor and email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. All right, this is the end of the show. Thanks for listening and have a good weekend. Thanks.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our line and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing.